In the land of Ilaria, two kingdoms, Virelia and Drosia, had been at war for over 2 decades. The battles had taken countless lives, and both lands were growing weary. Finally, desperate for peace, the rulers agreed on a bold solution: a royal marriage alliance. From Virelia, the brave and fierce Princess Kaelira was chosen. She was a warrior princess, known for her sword skills, pride, and sharp tongue. Her people loved her for her strength, but inside, she carried scars her brother had been killed in battle, and she never forgave Drosia for it. From Drosia came Prince Thalen, a clever and charming royal, known more for diplomacy than war. He believed in peace, in progress, in poetry, more than politics. But he carried his own pain too. He had lost friends to war, and though he smiled often, there was loneliness in his eyes. When the two met on the day of their wedding, tension filled the air. Kaelira wore armor under her dress, and Thalen offered a smile she didn't return. The ceremony was grand, watched by both kingdoms, yet behind their vows were walls of distrust. It wasn't a marriage of love, it was a treaty, signed with rings. In the weeks that followed, Kaelira avoided Thalen. She trained in the castle courtyard, refusing to dine with him. Thalen, patient and gentle, tried to break through. He offered friendship, shared his favorite books, and slowly, instead of pushing her, he gave her space. One evening, Kaelira wandered the halls and found Thalen in the garden, playing a soft tune on a flute beneath the moonlight. She watched silently, surprised by his calm soul. He noticed her and gently said, "Even soldiers need rest, princess." That was the first night she didn't walk away. Days turned into months, and they began to talk. She told him stories of her childhood, of hiding in towers during war. He shared his dreams of a united realm with no bloodshed. Their conversations grew deeper. Kaelira started seeing Thalen not as an enemy, but as a man with a heart as burdened as hers. Their bond grew in secret. They rode horses through the meadows, wrote notes to each other under their pillows, and even trained with sword-sure strength matched his clever footwork. Slowly, hatred melted into affection, and affection into love. But not everyone was happy. Lord Renmar, a power-hungry noble from Drosia, saw the alliance as a threat. If peace came, he would lose his control over war profits and influence. He began to plot in silence, determined to break their growing bond. One night, during a grand royal ball, Kaelira fell suddenly ill after a sip of wine. A rare poison ran through her blood. Panic spread, and fingers were pointed. The Virelian court accused Drosia of betrayal. War threatened to return. Thalen, devastated and desperate, refused to believe his kingdom was behind it. He locked himself in the royal library, searching for old herbal scrolls and rare cures. For 2 days he stayed awake, refusing food or sleep. In the end, it was Kaelira's own strength and Thalen's love that pulled her back from death. When she opened her eyes, the first face she saw was Thalen, holding her hand with tears running down his cheeks. Determined to find the truth, the couple worked in secret. They followed whispers in the court, uncovered coded letters, and exposed Lord Renmar's plan. In front of both kingdoms, Renmar's betrayal was revealed. He was banished forever. The moment united the people. They had seen the princess nearly die, the prince nearly break, and yet love had saved them both. It was no longer just a political marriage, it had become a story of trust, healing, and hope. In time, the two kingdoms merged into one realm, ruled side by side by Queen Kaelira and King Thalen. Her sword and his words protected the land. Their love became legend not because it was easy, but because it was hard-earned. And in the garden where it all began, they planted a white rose tree symbol of peace between fire and flower, war and love.